What's up, my dudes? Oh, everything's loading. Oh, Lumix. Yes, it is I. Just tweaking things. Oh my god, it is Friday, everybody. How's everybody doing? I did today. I'm a little bit late today because I've been I had to get out. I had to get out of the house. I've been in a work pressure cooker for almost 5 days. So I had to get out for a second. And initially, I just wanted to get some coffee, like get a bag of coffee. Like coffee beans, right? For my wonderful coffee machine. But then, what I did is I said to myself, okay, since I'm out already and I'm on my bike, I'm going to take a tour. I wanted to see something, because there's something happening in our town that I kind of wanted to have my eyes on. And the thing that is happening in our town is that there is no water in the Rhine River. And the Rhine River is a record low. And so I went to the Rhine River to walk on the riverbed floor that is exposed now that there is so little water in there. Take some photos of the boats from the other side. All of the boats are all the ships that are anchored to the shore are now on the ground. There is still water in it, but it's just very little. Apparently, there's so little water in the Rhine. I could wade through it without my feet leaving the ground. I could just walk through the river, and the current is not even that strong. So that's great. And then I also, since I was already out there, I also did some. I visited a bridge. There's also a very infamous bridge in Bonn that was closed recently. It's a highway bridge, car bridge, and it was broken down and they had to close it, and they are about to tear it down and build a new one. Now, this caused a massive traffic issue because there's a whole bunch of cars that can't get into Bonn now. They have to use a different bridge. That is also overcrowded. Or they had to use a ferry, a small little dinky ferry. Now that ferry also cannot run anymore because the Rhine River is so low. You see? So they start tearing down the old bridge. So I went to the construction site. And because they're tearing down the old bridge, that actually affected the train service and the streetcar service. And there's a train service to Cologne and a streetcar service to Cologne. And both of these had to be interrupted. I'm not so sure if they're still interrupted. But for a good time they were interrupted. They had to use buses instead. I mean, the train service between Cologne and Bonn is also horrible already. It was the Bonn train station is the worst train stations in the world. In Europe. But literally, it's not an exaggeration. That's in a ranking. It ranked the lowest when it comes to punctuality. But now it's even worse. And then also the tram also, the streetcars were also affected. And in addition to that, that wasn't enough. There's more. It keeps coming. They also. The streetcar company realized that 3/4, 75% of all the streetcars they're using are actually broken. They cannot be used because some issue. And so now there's even less streetcars. Horrible. So I've been kind of doing the equivalent of doom scrolling, but in real life. I just watched all the catastrophes unfold together. Keysoner. I only have Pico H. I move on to Picotron. Depending on what you want to do. What do you want to do? How many games have you published on Pico 8 already? that's kind of like an important. And what kind of games do you want to be working on? Are you experienced game developer, or are you kind of more of a newbie? Okay. So last time around we were working on this, and that's why I didn't stream yesterday, because I could have streamed, but I realized my stream would be just me sitting here and thinking. I didn't have any active development concerns, ideas. So I decided to keep things around. So I decided to not to stream, and instead to come up with new ideas. And I have some new ideas. So new ideas are the following. I have only 2 new ideas. They're not great. I have to admit, they're not great ideas, but I think one of them will work. One idea is letter, and we'll explain what they do. And the other idea is max. I have made some games outside of Pico 8, and I have followed in the last year's series. Last year, your series in Pico 8 shooter game. Okay, so you finished the shooter, or you haven't finished the shooter? Generally, I would advise sticking with Pico 8 for at least one big project before going to Picotron. There's just a lot of stuff happening in Picotron. It's a really wide, really deep pool. And I think if you're like already had a bunch of experience Pico 8, and you know you're kind of like you're a swimmer. If you can swim, then that's fine, and I think you will be fine exploring the depths of Picotron. But I think if you haven't really fully embraced yet what Pico 8 is all about, if you haven't made your own projects, then Picotron will just make things a lot worse. Because it just explodes the possibilities, it explodes the uncertainty, it explodes the options available in a way that I think paralyzes. It's kind of like everything's possible, and there's nobody to ask how things work, you know. And so then it's like, if you have already the experience of Pico 8 in your pocket, then it's like, okay, I know what to do. I know how these things work. Let me maybe transition one of my previous projects into Picotron. I have like a base understanding of the Picoverse. But if you're still starting out, I mean, the shooter tutorial is pretty good. That's a good start. But I think you need to make your own games. The tutorial is just a way to get your foot into the door. So the new ideas for the tokens is the max token is actually the same thing as this max token. I'm gonna call this is max. So this would maybe make this go away, but I think this idea might be actually work better with this. So it's kind of like you put it on a card, and it tells you whether it is in a max column or not. I kind of like that. Because if it's in a max column, the chance that this is like it doesn't give information about just about this card, but eventually about the row in a column which this card is. The vampire is most likely to be in a max column or row, but doesn't have to be. Sometimes it's not. What was the chance again? Let me look this up again. We did statistics on this, right? Oh no, that's wrong. What is the split? It's like 3 and 4, right? What's the chance? Also, today is crazy hot. Yeah, 75% it's in a high row or high column. And the letter is a little bit wild, the letter token. So maybe that's going to be a little bit. Wait, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the one. This is the one. I have some notes here. So the idea is that the name, like the word describing, like the word of the letter. So one or like, okay, it doesn't have a one. Let's say two, TWU. That contains a letter. It will show you a letter that can be used to spell out the word of the of the card that's underneath. So let's say it will show you a V, right? Let's say it says V. So that could be 5 or 7, right? I think that's it. 5 or 7, you know, or I, that would be a 5 or 8, or R, that would be 4 or 3, or E, that would be 3, 5, 6. 6 is not. Oh wait, 6 is actually not in there. 6 is here with I. Good to know. 3, 5, 8, 9. So E would be the most common. I would be slightly less common, and V and R are least common. And I like that. It's a little bit outside of the box thinking. And the idea is obviously that we're going to use letters that also are contained in the word vampire. So there's never going to be a letter that is inside vampire, but it's not inside some letter. So there's not going to be a P, because you cannot spell a number with the word P. So it's going to be V, I, R, and E. And so yeah, it's always, a vampire will always be possible. We always show a word that or a letter that can contain a vampire. I think this is fun. I think this is a fun. This is a fun one. So let me see. Yeah, all of these have. So the question is, like, if it's a vampire, we can randomize. We can choose a most misleading one. If it's a 3, it has to be an R or an E. If it's a I, if it's a 4, it has to be an R. If it is a V, it has to be 5. It's a 5. It can be V, I, and E. If it's a 6, it has to be an I. If it's a 7, it has to be a V. And if it's a 9, it has to be a... No, 9 it also is also 8 and 9. Okay, so 8, 9. Okay, yeah. So I and E are the most common ones. And R and V are a little bit risky. And I'm using this generally because it's a little bit... It's a little bit outside of the box thinking. And the problem I have with the OR token that we had previously, I like the OR token, but the problem with the OR token is it functions a little bit differently than the plus token. The plus token is a little bit more like, you can use the plus token, you can leave the plus token around, and hopefully eventually, you know, through process of elimination, you can actually track down what number this is. But also, like, a 2+ feels a lot safer to click on, or a 9+ is kind of like risky. So you've seen a 9+, you're like, okay, I'm not going to click on it, right? Gives you a bit of a preview. The OR token doesn't have that, because it's always one other card or the vampire. So the risk is always the same. So you kind of want to leave it around and uncover other things, and then eventually you can maybe you get a free card flip out of it. So the OR is different. And I'm hoping that with a letter or Ismax, that you will get a little bit more of a, you can judge a little bit more the risk when you see it, right? If I see that this is a E, that this word contains an E, that is a lot safer than if I see that this word contains a V. But if it contains a V, if it contains an R and the 3 is already spoken for, then it can be only the 4 or the vampire. You know, it's like you can whittle it down. I think both of these are cool. So let's try to add both. I'm gonna do them both at the same time. And if we implement both of them, I'm gonna do some testing today. And then honestly, I don't know how long I can survive in front of the computer. It's very hard today. It's just kind of like one of those days when you cannot really function that well. It kind of sucks this way. I just realized I kind of want to add additional information. I will just do this in a second, because this time around I also want to add the ability to start with a token on the board already. So let's make this MX IX. LE TX LE. Let's go letter. And MX. So all of these going to be false. Is and max call question. I wonder if maybe we should have 2 different tokens for columns and rows. I think it should be just one token though. Has letter. The only problem I have is that letter and max, both of these tokens are kind of difficult to explain. I think all of these are difficult to explain. We definitely need to have a cool tooltip that explains everything. Man, I kind of like, not gonna be lying. I'm kind of looking forward to Monday, because on Monday we're going to be continuing with a Nuzlocke challenge, and I can't wait to try out the lead 4. I think I can do it. I did some team building today, and I think we can do it. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. What is this? Pilot wings? Yes. So I'm adding this true or false thing. You know what the problem is? I think we should call true a truey or true. Just so it's the same number of letters. Look how horrible this looks. Oh, actually this is true. I don't want to start with a 50-50 though. could maybe start with a 50. We could maybe start with 50 token. Look at how many things we have. Oh, that's so sick. Okay, so it's MX and LE. Also, I think the prime token needs to go only on non-primes. And I need to check if this will work. Tune in with Chewy. Lilia's team. Let's not just get distracted. Okay, so now when we click on something, I think it's here somewhere. That's Compass, Vampire. Okay, yeah, this is ore. So we're gonna treat this also as a plus token. Man, I kind of really want to finish up this prototype so we can move on to greener pastures. I'm kind of like in a game development mood, and this is a bit of rough. This is a bit of a rough prototyping stage because you cannot really create a lot of new stuff. You're kind of like very constrained. You have to work within an already existing framework. And I want to be creating new cool things. But I think we're not too far away. And this is going to be is in max. Okay, I'm gonna just create a fake token for now. Let's call it max. Let's make it 8. And I think, like, if this works, are you working on Pico 8? What? Are you working on Pico 8? You are on Pico. Oh my gosh! I didn't switch the. I didn't switch the thing. I'm sorry. There we go. I think if this works correctly, then we might do like a playtesting version on Sunday, possibly, or even tomorrow maybe. I think Sunday would be good. Like a playtesting version where there's a little bit more user-friendly, that we have some test scenarios that writes results into like a test file. And then I will probably post it in a Discord, so just to get some data. Because there's some things I'm not sure about, and that is, for example, like tweaking the numbers and how useful the tokens are. Like maybe some of these are actually ridiculously easy. And I want to gather some data on how, what is the percentage, how many times, what are the maximum winnings that people achieve, and so forth. Okay, so this is max, and let's say this is going to be a V, and for this we're going to use a 15, but it's going to be white, right? This is always, the text is going to always white on there. So let's go at 31. I just wanna see how these work. Let's turn all of the tokens off. Oh, something went wrong. But I created a token, but I didn't add it. Also, there's no canned. Oh, I didn't. The question is, I'm wondering about is whether I should indicate whether we are in a max column or max row. It is black. Okay, so if it's black, then we can use 15. Okay. So let's start with this one. I think this, oh no, actually let's start with this one. I think this could be easier. basically need this. Let's call it not max but high, and then can be low. What is this again? What music is this? Is it in Pokemon? Yeah, it is. So yeah, we're finding if this is in a high call or in high row, then and then we can be like blue 12. And if we are in a dangerous position, then we can go high. Just a dumb visualization. The visualization is kind of like something we can solve next time around. We just need to figure it out if this is useful at all. See, this is in a low column. Yes! It worked exactly as expected. Perfect. Okay, this letter, let's just cover this. So this is in a low column, show the values. Oh. Something's wrong because this is in a column wise, it's not in the highest column, but row wise, it is in the highest row. Let me see. I'm worried. Let's observe. It's still low. It is in a max row. It is not in a max row column, but it's max row. So this should be high row. I see the problem. Okay. Yeah, there's more math involved here. Okay, this should work now. Ah! Come on! Give me something! Okay, there we go. So this is in a high situation. This is in high row and a high column. Oh my god. See, this is cool because if it's there, I don't want to open these and I don't want to open these. In this case, I actually hit the vampire. That's good. So if I can go, I could now go with this and this, but the good thing is that it seems like these are safe. And they kind of are, but not always. And they're definitely safe. But also, because of how this works, because it's always like a cross, you aren't actually getting any extra information out of it. You cannot uncover a new token because of that, unless you already did something else. Okay, this is good. Local dict. So this is going to be a dictionary of different letters that we can have. There's going to be one that is wrong. If we see an X, we have a problem. So the 2 wait. I never realized the 2 actually doesn't have a number, a letter. Now maybe you can put a T in here. If you find the 2, you get a safe one. W O. The thing with a vampire, with a letter system, you can technically, we can even mix things up a little bit by inventing vampire names that share more or less letters with the numbers, and that would make things additionally interesting. All right, so 3. That's definitely an E and an R. Oh, that sucks that that 2 is a freebie. Um, 4 is just an R. Mm, 5 is a V. And an E. Yeah. 6 is a I. 7 is a V and an E. I didn't. And 7 is, and the E is a very um, 8 is E, I. And 9 is a I and E. Let's make them lowercase. So we're gonna go if card dot value equals smaller than 10. Let me check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Then local letter. Call it just txt. Let's set it to X. Let's put a txt in here. And then we're gonna go txt equals R&D dict card value. Oh, you know what we can do? I had an idea. I would love to use the word vampire without the E, but E is just so useful as a letter here. Else, how do you delete the index of something? Pico 8. Is it del E? Del E. Oh, great. Del E. Okay. Del E. Dict. Delete the true, because the true actually contains numbers that the vampire doesn't contain. And I'm gonna loop through all of the cards that are face up. And then I'm gonna delete all of the entries that already exist. So for if face up equals true, then Goramit. We cannot just delete them immediately, because if you do that, we... Okay, let's do like something like this. Dict2 equals, we're gonna create an empty array here, so that won't mess up. Dict C value. So this will delete all of the cards from the dictionary. And we can go for I equals 9 to 1 comma minus 1 do. If cards I, if they are nothing, then, or yeah, then del E. Damn. Dire Ducks. Isn't that Mario 64? So we're going backwards and deleting every entry that that was empty. And because there's always the vampire left, we don't have to be afraid that we're gonna get the vampire. Well, the vampire... It shouldn't happen. We'll delete this as well. I mean, it's true. Wait, no, we don't delete the cards, we delete from the deli. From the dict. That's right. And then if dict we need an until loop here. Lua until if hashtag dict is greater than 0, then else txt equals, let's set it to v. If there is something in this loop, then we're gonna go local d equals rnd dict txt equals rnd d, right? We don't need to loop, I think. And this should be it. Let's try this. There's some problem. Let me get the letter. So this is in R. That's 4. That's correct. Oh, good. Let's put it on a vampire. This should be here. 5 or a V. So I, that's 6. Very good. This is very good. Oh man, this is a little bit silly, but I love it. Is this in a max row? It is in a max row because it's right next to vampire. It's interesting because, like, if you have 2 cards next to each other, like here, then that's actually not a very useful metric because you know that it's going to be in a max row. It is in a row with a vampire, so that doesn't actually tell you anything. That's been very interesting. It's good early in the game. Like, for example, here. So this is a low row. So this and these 2 are pretty safe. Is that true? Yeah, they are. Ooh, look at this. So I can get this, but it's going to be... And then I can get this, but it's going to be an I. And that doesn't help us at all. Well, maybe it does help. So it's not a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be a 6. No. 7, 8. It could be an 8. There's an 8 in this case. Okay. So we can call it a Scrabble joker, right? A Scrabble token. Let's play without knowing. So this could be a high. That sucks. Let's uncover these. So we could cash out now. Maybe we should. Because the problem is the tokens, the way they set up right now, they actually cannot help us finding it, right? Because, oh, what? This is a low? Oh, right. It is in a high. It is a high column, perhaps. Like this could be in a. It is in a high row, maybe, but not necessarily. Let me check. Yeah, it is in a high column, but it's not in a high row. Interesting. Well, this suggests to me that this is safe, and this is also safe. Bam. Okay, so this is good. This works. So now that we have this figured out, and we don't have that much time left, I want to solve a bunch of puzzles, and then we're gonna see. So what are these? It's MX and LE. MX is in max, and then LE vector. So this got us some face-up tokens. Basically, we just need to maybe have the trigger token, or maybe more. Bait tokens are not that difficult, I think. I think we can figure the bait tokens out a little bit. It could be variations on this, right? But now that we have the max token here, this max token is kind of like duplicate, so we might need to create another ace. But I already have an idea there. We could use the corner token, the corner thing. Could do something, how many primes are in the corners, for example. If it says 0, then the corners are dangerous. And if it says 4, then you know the corners are safe. Are there 4 primes? 2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to have a button that tells me how many starter tokens there are. So let's just first draw this. There, are we drawing the menu? Okay, it's just a GUI thing, right? Let's set it to 2 at the beginning. Current. Where are we printing it? Like this. It's a little bit too close. It's too far. Okay. It's a little bit off to the side here. It's a little bit random spot, but it doesn't matter. It's a prototype, right? Let's make it 6. This can be, yeah, and then let's create 2 buttons. So let's take this. So we just all gonna use this as the start position. Let's create one token first, and then one button first, and then we're gonna create the other one. So the label is gonna be minus no tooltip. Tab function, nothing. Hover, nothing. Actually, we don't need the hover. There's the button. Let's get 8, 9. Okay. No. Oh, I have the energy today. I'm in a flow right now. Yes. Okay, now we need, the buttons need to do something. No, 8. So we can make more start token or less start tokens. Perfect. Deal cards. Okay. Butt deck. So while local start tkn equals star tkn equals 0, while star tkn is smaller than started tokens. Do local C equals R&D cards if C dot face up. Face up equals false, then star token plus equal 1. We can maybe do the callback thing. Callback. There's a thing we do. That's the same music, it's a different remix. Hum. Ow. State and tube. I'm gonna hijack this callback function. It's a little bit janky, but whatever. Like this. So has plus has become a little bit of a universal token. Okay, just straight up works. Sweet. Frozen? What? Don't tell me. No, it's fine. What are you talking about? How frozen? Don't stress me out, Bretsky. Oh, interesting. Now it's always the case. It's a 9 or a joker. I mean, see, the problem is I've put it here and always show to the north. So you kinda have to go in the middle. We know where it is. We know where it is. So let's get the money and let's stab. Yes. So that works. Let us randomize. I'm stressing out about Bretsky's comment. What is frozen? You mean like the movie? Here we want to get a deck of possible. Sorry, me problem. Okay. Woof, woof. I was like, did I click on some wrong button? No, I'm such a doofus. How do we get the butt deck? How does the butt deck get generated? Let me look this up. Butt deck special. Starter. Special. Ah, interesting. Okay. 3, 4, 5. If B dot starter, then what is this from? Is it Pokemon again? Coffee date, unwavering heart. What is unwavering heart? Oh yeah, it's the Pokemon X and Y. No, it's from Pokemon Black. Very nice music. The video isn't updating. That sucks, man. You said it's a U issue? Recreating Vampire Solitaire from Pico 8. Love that one. Kind of we do, yeah. I mean, we're not recreating. We're prototyping in the next version of it. But yeah, we're also recreating it. Butt deck starter. B dot Joker. Just so you know, we are probably gonna end this stream soon-ish. Because I'm just dying. I'm just dying here. This is so hot. It's 35 degrees. There is no AC. Yes, I made the original. Yes. How did you know about high stakes, but you don't know? It's really funny. High stakes is quite a reach. It's fun to discover people that know about high stakes but don't know that I made it. Yeah, it is a very my pleasure. It was a very surprising success. But yeah, that's why we were trying to make an iOS version of it. And for that, we want to kind of expand the original a little bit. And there's some ideas that we have. So we have the starters now. Deal cards. Is there a Pico 8 port for iOS? No, there's not. We're gonna make one from scratch. 35 degrees, yes. Today is, I think, the last hot day of the summer, hopefully. Or at least last heatwave day. Yeah, 35 degrees right now. We are actually at the peak right now. I mean, it's not 35 degrees. I'm not sure if it's 35 degrees here where I am right now. All right. All right, good luck. Starter. Good luck, Nicolina. Nicolina the Great. In all rain? Bretsky, where are you at? And don't dox yourself if you don't want to. Because, man, the summer in Europe has been a hellhole. It's been dry and hot all summer, basically. A couple of weeks of respite, but otherwise, yeah, we reached 4 degrees Celsius. It's everything is completely dried out. There is forest fires not far away from where I live. We're advised to stay indoors because the air quality is horrible because of that. It's crazy. So we're just gonna do this only if there is actually a starter deck to speak of. Wow! Disco? Ah! Look at that. Chicagoland. Oh, okay. Hey, so you're a local of Actanes. Yeah, the heat has been crazy, and this is a bit of a, I think this is a bit of a watershed moment. Not that I expect the politics to change a lot. I think that the politicians are being very, how we call it, denialist about it, because it's, I guess, financially convenient for them to be denialist about it. But when it comes like to certain like local policies, I think there are a lot of stuff that people are reconsidering, a lot of like things that are standard in Europe and especially in Germany. Something that has been a huge change this summer is that a lot of Germans are becoming more interested in AC conditioning, air conditioning. Because we don't have air conditioning in this house right now, and it's unbearable. And usually the argument was that, oh, it's just a couple of days in a year. Why do you need to install air conditioning for just a couple of days in a year? But like when now there's like 2 months of it, now it's like, okay, let's consider it. The problem is that there's lots of like rules. First of all, like you have to imagine, like the way houses are constructed in Europe, especially in Germany, is completely different. Just like groundbreakingly different from the way houses are constructed in America, for example, or other countries as well. Like there's different countries, there's different standards, different ideas of how a house works. Something like an HVAC is unheard of in Europe. I only know that this exists because I'm listening to podcasts to people talking about owning a house in America, and they always talk about HVACs. And I'm like, what the heck is an HVAC? And now I know what an HVAC is because I've listened to a podcast. There is no HVACs here in Europe. Maybe in like commercial buildings or something, but like in a shopping mall or something, or like a store, or like in a restaurant perhaps, because you need to have the air out of the kitchen. But in a normal pedestrian house, there is no HVACs. You have heating, and that heating is very good because it's built for European winters. And they're very well isolated. That's been quite often discussion about German housing, like how do you isolate the windows and how do you make sure that no air escapes and so forth. Or no heat escapes, not no air escapes. And Germans are very peculiar about how they make sure that air is moving through the house and so forth. Germans have fantastic windows. We have mastered the windows. We have just incredible window technology. It blows my mind every time I see. Like just the other day, I went to a neighbor. She's living very tippity top of the building, and the building has a slanted roof, and she has like a flat inside the slanted roof. So all of her windows are slanted as well, obviously, because they're like looking out of the roof. And like the way you can like turn and swivel them around, it's so crazy, and it's so well done, well thought out. You can like swivel them around so you can wash them from the outside and then swivel them back in. It's crazy. And yeah, this standard for each German window to be opened like, you know, like a door, or you can close it and turn the handle this, and then you can make it, you can like make it go like this, but only a certain amount, you know. So you have you have good control over how much air is moving through the window. And they were isolated and never fail, basically. And then we have like the Rollladen, which is like a curtain behind the window that you can let down, which I already now activated. That's why it's so dark in here. Activate. It's manual driven. And that's basically, these are kind of basically like shutters. Like I think they're reminiscent a little bit of like the kind of shutters you would have in front of a store front when you close down the store. But they're standard, they're everywhere here. And they're really good at blocking the light. They're really good at keeping the heat out as well, because they can isolate from the heat. So we do have some technology, but we just don't have ACs. And in order to install AC in a German house, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. That's a whole problem, because like usually the Germans live in flats, so there's multiple families living in one house. And so when you want to install an AC, there needs to be a unit outside, right? Like attached to a wall or somewhere. And then usually if that will make sound, so now all the neighbors and all the people living in your house have to say okay to that. And that's usually won't happen. And then because you have to drill a hole through the wall, and those European walls are super thick, they're made out of stone. So you need to drill it. Like if I had to drill a hole in this wall, it's like half a meter of rock, you know, that I have to drill through. So that's a major installation issue. And also, especially in, for example, in the house I'm living in right now, that is a house that is over 100 years old. So this is a historical house. And historical houses are protected. You're not allowed to make changes to the way they look on the outside. And that includes also an AC unit. So if we want to install an AC unit on the outside, we would have to get a permission and so forth, and usually you won't get a permission. AC will put quite a strain on the electrical grid. Yes, to an extent, yes. I think the dream, or like the idea, is to install solar panels on the roof, because there is a whole discussion about heat pumps. Germans, there has been for a long time a discussion about heat pumps in Germany, that people we should upgrade our houses from oil-driven pumps. Yeah, no, not in Germany, man. No, Germany. I've seen the construction in America. It's just like blows my mind. I just don't understand how you can build a house like this. For us, houses are always with bricks. Like wooden houses, that's unheard of. No window AC, basically none. I mean, maybe, but it's very rare for window AC to be out there. The windows are not constructed for the AC unit to go there anyway. Like, because in America you have like the windows that you move up, right? So they don't swivel, but in Germany they swivel. So you cannot, like, because in America you can move the window up and put the unit inside the window, right? So then it goes down and like stops midway above the unit. But in Germany that wouldn't work. They swivel. They open like a door. Dang, how do you get stuff done on a computer when it's so hot? I'm sitting in front of a fan right now. Fans are surprisingly effective at keeping you cool, but only so far. Okay, so let's solve this puzzle. Oh yeah, by the way, I want to complete it. So right now, because of this summer was so hot, a lot of people are questioning the tri-dogma of Germany being so averse and so hostile to AC conditioning, air conditioning. and we are slowly figuring out how we can integrate ACs into our understanding of how houses work. And one thing that is really funny is that there has been a very specific Chinese AC unit that has been crazy popular in Germany this summer. It's like it's called Midea Porta Split. It's super funny. It's like everybody's trying to buy this one specific AC unit. And it's such a wonderful example of like like I don't know, like trends or like hype cycles. Also, like there's a good reason why. So it's an AC unit. Like usually, the kind of AC unit you would get in Germany if you had one. Yeah, are portable ACs. Yes. So like a little unit that you put there, they can move around in a we might actually get one as well. You can move around, and then it has like a huge tube, and you would somehow hang it outside of the window or attach it to some kind of contraption to the window, so it blasts all the hot air outside of the window, right? You can have that. They're a little bit loud, but not too loud, I think. The modern ones are fine. The only problem is that because they blast the hot air to the outside, they create like low pressure inside the room that you're in. And so then the hot air comes inside again. It's like the sketch from The Simpsons where you throw Barney outside the front door and then he's back in the front. It's kind of like just like cycling the hot air around. So they're a little bit inefficient. I mean, they do cool. It's just a little bit inefficient. And so that's not the kind of air unit that I was talking about. The Porta Split is special. The Porta Split is a real AC unit that is portable. So it has like the inside unit and outside unit, but both of them are technically on wheels. They're connected with a more thin like tube. And they're designed so you can install them when needed, right? And there's like various contraptions where you can just hang them outside of the window, but they work with German windows because the tube is very small. And then they can be installed temporarily outside. So for that, because that's not a permanent installation, you don't need to ask permission from the neighbors. And it's I think usually it costs like around like 600 euro, that kind of money, that kind of unit. It's pretty sizable and pretty powerful. But it's just like for one room, designed for one room, right? And so it's like $600, but there has been such a run on. They've sold out everywhere this summer. And now if you want to get one, it's at least 1,200 euro or so. Like they doubled in price, and you probably won't get one. Because Germans are buying them like crazy. And even I was considering. I'm looking at the reviews and all the Germans like reviewing like, this is an AC unit. Let's see how this works. Discovering the joys of AC. Okay, so what do we see? We see this is in a low. This is neither a high column nor a high row. So this tells me that this cross is relatively safe. This is 6+. This is also relatively safe. Should we go for this? Let's go for this first. Okay. So we've got there's an M here, but that's not a safe one. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go for this one. Should we use this now? I don't think we need to, right? Okay. So now we can decide whether we want to cash out or continue. I think we're in a good spot to continue. This looks dangerous. NGL. We don't have any high numbers that we can put the comparison on. What is still out? 4 is out. No, 4 is 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, great. All of the high numbers are out. 6 and everything above is out. This could be the 6. I'm curious about this. Let's see what this does. 8. Okay, that's an 8. Oof, that was a 9. Okay, let's be. Okay, so this is the high row. So this means that this could be the right. The 6 isn't still. We still haven't found the 6. So let's see if this is the 6. This is. Oh, this is bad. I should have. I mean, it's greater than 5, but we don't know. Yeah, but there was no better place to put it anyway. So if this is the 6, then this is 9 plus 5, and then this would be a 20. And this is an 8 plus 4. So if the 6 is here, this would be an 18. And if the 10 is here, that would be... So I'm pretty sure that it's here. I'm pretty sure it's here. Because this wouldn't be the max row. Right? So let's pick this one up. Boom. So this is a 2 or something, and this contains an R. Oh, that's so good already. This gives me another letter. This is an equal sign. This is actually really good for no, greater or small. I do like this. Oh, there's a compass here. No way. Bit of a risky situation, but now look at us. So, oh, see, now we're looking golden. Which one is still out? Two, 3, 4, 5. The 6 is still out again. So we're looking for an even match. Let's see here. That's going to be the 6 step. This is a low, and this is it includes an I. 9. Yeah, that makes sense. Can I get a reminder what R does? I think I missed it. R. I'm not sure. If there's a token on the card that says R, in like a peach color, that means that the word of the card includes an R, and a 10 is a vampire. That's the word vampire. So the question is, should we cash out here, or do we think we have the way to go continue? Yeah, I thought I'm going to mix it up a little bit. There's too much math involved. And you can break the words down to math. But I think it's a little bit more fun if you kind of have to engage a little bit of a different side of your brain. So we have a plus, we have the 50-50 joker. Let's put a 50-50 joker. That sucks. I don't want to go for either of those. Both of these are bad. This has also 50-50% chance to arrive at a vampire. So these are two 50-50s, and they don't show the same card. If I want to stay safe, I could get another 50-50, but this row would be great. I missed out. I think we're going to cash out here. Okay. Ooh, wait. There's an 8, but there's an 8. Sus. Sus. This is in high... What? This is in high row or column? Damn. Oof. I mean, this could be a 9, right? See, this was a... Okay, so there's 2 R's here. I love it already. Okay, let's go for this. Oh, nice. Then do comparison. Ah, we found the vampire. See. That was lucky. So there's 8+ here. It could be vampire. This is probably not a vampire. Let's get this. Let's get this. Let's suss some things out. This contains a T, this contains an E. Two could be this. 3 could be this. This could be also this. 4 could be neither of those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I feel like these are both safe. Yeah, we already know the vampires here. We don't need to. So this is a high row or column. This is 9, this is 7. I kind of want to jack out here. These are not useful tokens here. This would be really great. Oh no, that the P is prime token. Okay, let's cash out. Let's go for a prime. How about that? Just like to see how that works. So we're just gonna put it on here. There's 2 primes nearby. That's a 2. There's one more up or down. No wait, 2 and 3. 3 is also prime. Okay, so they're non-primes. The ones above and below are non-primes. Which means the 7 must be here, here, or here. So this could be correct. This could be actually a 7. Let's go for a 7 then. And there we go. Do we have the juice? 3, 4, 5. There's still a 6 around. I mean, we can try it out. See, that doesn't help. I feel like we need to check out here. Wait. All the primes are accounted for? Yeah, 2. Yeah, all the primes are accounted for, so all the other ones are non-primes. So potentially dangerous. Let's cash out. All right, center is high. This is a 5. Oh, look, it got me! It got me! Yes, let's go! It looked as if it was safe, but it's not. Definitely, we need to show the numbers afterwards so people understand the mechanics of it. So this is R. This is W, so that's a 2. Because the 2 doesn't have any letters common with a vampire. Let's go for a center. So the 5 is a prime. There's one other prime nearby. For example, a 3, that would be an R. 4 wouldn't be an R. I feel like we can go for this. So this is the other prime, right? So these are non-primes. There's one prime here or here. So both of these are non-primes. These are both primes. I feel like we can guess it. Okay. We could get a compass here, but I don't think that would actually help us, right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So we have to guess here. Bam! It feels good. It feels good with a additional variation in information. Interesting. This is a high, this is a low. So I'm assuming the high refers to the row, not the column. Suggest, I mean, feels like this is fine. Let's put it here. Ooh, what? Attempt a constant in the very no field text. Did I? Oh, damn. So that was the letter token, definitely. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just gonna assume this wasn't the problem. So in this case, this. Wait, I know the problem. I think this is it. We need to do some more playtesting. Let's make it so that the letters are the most common ones. And let's give us maximum tokens. There we go. And I couldn't draw it. What the heck? What happened? I'm that smart. One, 1, 4, 6. Oh, it's a drop token. Okay, so I cannot draw this token because there's some problem with the field text. Okay. So let's if txt equals nil, then txt equals f for fuck, or wait, let's go exclamation. There we go. Okay, it's on a vampire. I see. But why? How? In this case, none of the cards are face up. So how did we get? We definitely got an empty entry. I don't know how this happens. Let's add a little bit of test here. Robert Ducking, yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's try this. So the problem is that we have a dictionary of an array of array, and each array has increased letters. And when we hit a 10, we have this whole procedure that is designed to eliminate all of the entries from this array of cards that are already face up, that belong to cards that are already face up. And so you're only left with entries for cards that are face down, and then you can I see a different possibility here. So what we can do instead is we can build up a new dictionary. So local dict2, and then when we we're gonna find a face up is false when it's face down, and c dot value is smaller than 10, then dict2 add dict2 dict of the value, right? This is how we can do this. So now we're building a secondary dictionary of all the face down cards. Then we don't delete anything anymore. Now we want to make sure that if the dict2, we don't need to delete this anymore. Oh, actually we do. Yeah, the problem is we need to nc value and c c.value is not equals to. We cannot have the true in the dictionary, sadly. So if there is no entries in dictionary 2, if there's entries in dictionary 2, then we're just going to get a random entry from dictionary 2 and print. Otherwise, we're just going to get a V. Like this. It's not crashing. I think this is more robust now. Okay. Thanks, BIOS. All right, so this is gonna be it for today. So I think we have a bunch of cool. We have a bunch of cool tokens. I feel like tomorrow, that's gonna be Saturday, right? So now we have 4 of these and they're good, but now we kind of have lost this one. Because it's kind of like the same as this one. So I feel like we need to maybe have a different ace token. It's a bit sad, but it's okay. So we maybe need to invent. It would be great if we could invent 2 more for every category, because now we have 3 categories here. Would be nice if we have 2 more categories, 2 more in this category, 2 more in this category, and then 1 more in this category and 2 more in this category. Yeah, so I think 4 should be maybe the goal. So now we have too many face out tokens. So we kind of lost the max one. The bait token, we only have 1, but I think it's fine. It's fine. We can invent some tokens. I think the bait I don't mind that much. All right, guys. So this is going to be it for today. I'm going to be melting on the couch. But this evening, remember, there's going to be the 5th. No, the 4th. No, the 5th. The 5th session of Densha Tech will be starting in around 2 hours on the other channel, on the Crispin channel. And also, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye-bye. Ending of the stream.